Justin Hayward and John Lodge of the Moody Blues are really traveling separately now. They're the only two remaining members of the classic version of the Moody Blues, excluding Patrick Moraz, who actually sued the band, so I don't think that's ever going to happen. We talked to both members about the future and how they're getting along doing their own thing on Rock History Music. The Moody Blues were a British rock band formed in Birmingham, England in 1964, having enjoyed a diverse and influential career spanning several decades. Their music certainly has evolved through the years, with different eras that mark distinctive lineups and musical styles. The band's history can be broadly divided into three eras: the early years with Denny Laine, the classic era with Justin Hayward and John Lodge, and their comeback in the 1980s. The early years, 1964 to 1966. The Moody Blues were originally formed by Denny Laine on vocals and guitar, who would later, after this short stint, be a longtime bandmate with Paul McCartney and Wings. Mike Pinder, keyboards and vocals, Ray Thomas on flute and vocals, Graham Edge on drums, and Clint Warwick on bass. Their early sound was rooted in R&B, and they gained initial fame with their hit Go Now in 1964. The tune topped the UK charts and reached number 10 in the US. This period was marked with their energetic live performance and a series of R&B singles, but the band's first album, The Magnificent Moodies in 1965, failed to make a major impact. So Denny Laine left in 1966. The classic era, 1966 to 1978. The departure of Laine and Warwick led to the recruitment of Justin Hayward on vocals and guitar and John Lodge on bass and vocals, setting the stage for a new Moody Blues, their most successful and influential period. With the new lineup solidified, the band moved towards a more symphonic rock sound, incorporating orchestral elements and complex arrangements. Their landmark album, Days of Future Past, in 1967, featured the London Festival Orchestra. It fused rock and classical music in a very innovative way. The album included Nights in White Satin and Tuesday Afternoon, which became timeless classics. And this success established the Moody Blues as a pioneer in progressive rock. In fact, Days of Future Past has been given the distinction by many as the first prog album of all time. Throughout the late 60s and 70s, the band released a string of successful albums, including In Search of the Lost Chord in 68, On a Threshold of a Dream in 69, To Our Children's Children's Children, also in 69, Question of Balance the following year, Every Good Boy Deserves Favor in 71, Seventh Sojourn in 72, and the hits of the period included Questions, The Story in Your Eyes, and Isn't Life Strange? The Blue Jays Project in 1975. During a hiatus in the mid-70s, Justin Hayward and John Lodge released an album as a duo called Blue Jays in 75. The album was very well received, producing a notable track called Blue Guitar, and it was another example of that great chemistry between the pair. Patrick Moraz joined the Moody Blues in 1978, replacing keyboardist Mike Pinder. Moraz had previously been a member of the band Yes, joining in 1974 for the Relayer album, which, by the way, was his only full album with the band. Moraz's tenure with Yes from 74 to 76 and a guest appearance in 2018. His work significantly influenced the band's music during his tenure, adding a fresh progressive rock element. He remained with the band until 1991. The 1980s comeback and beyond. That started in 1981. The Moody Blues reunited in 1978, and their 1981 album, Long Distance Voyager, marked a successful return to the music scene. Featuring hits like The Voice and Gemini Dream, the band continued to release albums throughout the 1980s, including The Present in 83 and The Other Side of Life in 86. Featuring hits like Your Wildest Dreams. In the 1990s and 2000s, the Moody Blues maintained a loyal fan base, touring extensively and releasing albums like Keys of the Kingdom in 1991 and Strange Times in 1999. What's the status of the band right now? Is there a band? Are you guys retired as far as a band? Is there anything you can share?
I don't know where the Moody Blues are, to be honest. And we've still got the same office. We've still got Threshold Records. So we've still got the same people working for us. And they're in touch with us all the while, obviously. But as far as the Moody's are concerned, I really no idea. And that's why I wanted to put this album out there, keeping the Moody Blues music it live, because there's an audience out there who wants to listen, and there's a musician, Igby, who wants to play it.
Do you still talk to the other guys, the two other guys?
I haven't spoken to Justin for a while, but the pandemic really has changed everything. Justin lives in Monaco, so it's physically not possible really to even travel. But I was with Graham last week. Spent a couple of hours with Graham at his home, and we had a few laughs and talking about the old times. And I gave him the new album because he's done recorded the poem, and so it was great to be with Graham.
There's no more Moody Blues. You're going to continue doing this, right?
I love what I'm doing now. I love the people that I'm with, to the musicians that I'm with. Mike Dawes is just about the most wonderful, gifted guitar player I've ever seen. Julie Reagans, I've been working with in the Moody's for quite a long time now. And voice of an angel, she loves these songs and knows how to play them. And Carmen Gould has been with us the last couple of years. And, the flute and the guitars, they make such a beautiful sound, man, together. And I love this particular way of doing it. Yeah, I don't know what will happen to the Moody's, but yeah, I don't want to be in a tribute band with people who weren't there. That's the way I kind of think about that.
And that's I just finished talking to Gary Peterson of the Guess Who, and I said, obviously, I said a lot of people are going, Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman are long gone, and they don't like the fact that it's still going, but some bands just continue, and some bands are continuing with one or no members. And the fact that you're calling it Justin Hayward, because that's who you are, and considering you wrote most of the songs and the hits, works out.
Well, I think it's like we said before, it's about the songs. That's what people are interested in. I think that's what makes it. And it's like Moody Blues guy kind of thing. The familiar voice. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm very lucky to have a voice that people recognize.
Yeah, the Moody Blues are probably never going to get together again, but in this situation, you get Justin doing his thing, you get you doing your thing. You get to experiment with different musicians. What's your take on the future of that band?
I don't know. I'm really loving what I'm doing at the moment. I've got a incredible band, Alan Hewitt, of course. Billy Ashmore was drum with the Moody Blues as well, and he was, of course, with In Sync and Justin Timberlake. I've got a lovely guitarist, Duffy King from Detroit, Academy Award winner, and I've got a fantastic cellist called Jason Charbonneau. And the cello is something I've always wanted to be a part of the band, because you can use a cello playing soft in life strange, but you can always have a cello doing the driving force, like a Ride My Seesaw. And so it's having a cello in the band. It's given me some more drive to the songs.
When the Moody Blues took the break, which I remember I was in high school. We were going. They'd broken up, and then the Blue Jays came out, and none of us, because it was the age before the internet. We weren't aware of what was going on. But okay, John Lodge, was that a hiatus, or was that did you guys? I know you were. I think Mike left because he was. Who was it that left? Because it was Mike, because of the touring, right? That was before that.
Mike,
I know.
Yeah, but Mike also wanted to live in California, and so he wanted to be in California. And it's really important you let everyone do what they want to do, because it's no good holding people to ransom. It doesn't work, you know. And I'm really pleased that happened because, you know, when we started in '66, there was 5 of us and a road manager. By 1974, we not only got the band, we had a touring company, we had a record company, we had a string of record shops from the south of England, and we were employing so many people who didn't know who they were, you know. We lost the art of talking to each other. Every meeting we had, there was always, an accountant meeting or something, and he wasn't creative anymore. And we said, listen, we got to put a stop to this. And we did. And we still kept Threshold Records. That was the anchor to hold us all together until we eventually got together and made the Octave album.
What was the best part of being in the Moody Blues, and what was the toughest part of being in the Moody Blues?
Oh, the best part is really just being a Moody Blues and being part of something that not only has been very special in my life, has been incredibly special in my family's life and the future of my family's life, you know, my children and grandchildren. It's their future as well. So really that's, you know, that's what it means to be being part of something very special. And the downside, probably the hours when you're on the road and it's 2:00 in the morning and you wish you was at home with your wife and children, and you know what they're doing, you know the exams they're taking or the sports day you're missing and all that stuff. That was the downside. But I try to maintain a really good relationship and try to get to as many of those things as I could anyway.
Remember, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you on board. And keep in mind, we have a Patreon. You can get early access to our videos. You can make a donation via PayPal, but subscribe, like our videos, comment on them, and like them. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.